Well, an interesting set of events that took place. Weather moved through the area just before the start of game time. The tarp was on. Weather, rain, you see it, lightning delays as well. But the good news is the tarp's off. That's right. Some softball is about to be played. A top 15 matchup between South Carolina and host LSU. 3 national championships with the Sooners. And that is a called strike 3. So Berzon strikes out the first batter she faces of this game. Coach Ashley Chastain Woodard. Her group is looking to get off to a fast start here in Baton Rouge as Shelton grounds out to first to retire.
It'll be interesting to see how South Carolina's bats adjust to what they're seeing from Berzon in the
native of Rhode Island, led the 49ers, came over with her head coach here to South Carolina, and now Rhodey puts this one on the ground. Over to shortstop, and Avery Hodge retires that batter. 3.
And she's already making Neely Lamb work out there, just the first batter that she's faced today.
5th-year senior punches it through the 5-6 hold, and she's aboard with the leadoff hit.
So hard to defend somebody. They can turn double plays up the middle. South Carolina has turned 18 double plays so far this season. That's good for second best in the SEC.
Lassiter remains disciplined there, draws the walk, so 2 aboard, no out. The 1-2 pitch on the way from Lamb. That one gets by Winters, and so that's going to advance the runners to second and third on the wild pitch.
Lamb trying to utilize some of these off-speed pitches, the change.
And continues to see her team hit rockets out of the ballpark, and this is a tough place to hit them, but home sweet home. 8th home run for Macy Bargeron.
The way that Macy Bargeron's able to take some of the pitches that are down in the dirt, get her way back into this count. It's a 2-2 pitch that she sees here. Neely Lamb trying to work her inside, trying to get that pitch up in the zone. Bargeron gets that front foot down and just explodes with her hands, pulling that ball to the left side. A line drive home run out to left field to put the Tigers up early.
And a nice welcome but she is certainly made up for lost time here in this 2024-25 campaign. So 2 walks in the inning. Rudity laces this one into the gap in center field, all the way to the wall, and Tori Edwards going to come home, and it's a triple, RBI triple.
From Neely Lamb. Mackenzie Rudity, look at this swing here. A pitch on the outside part of the plate. She gets this pitch just elevated a little bit. Keeps her hands inside. Hard line drive out into that left center gap. And look at Tori Edwards motoring around second. Coach Beth Torina is sending her all the way. She is going to score easily on that triple by Rudity.
Second off at 6 Eastern, 5 local. And that's what is much needed for Neely Lamb. She gets the strikeout on the first out of the inning. A walk that led things off. Then Macy Bargeron hit a 3-run homer. Mackenzie Rudity drove in another. And this one, the grounder over to second base. And 2 down. Herd readies, delivers. Low for ball 4. So now runners at the corners and 2 outs here.
Kentucky, where they were down and they were able to respond back.
Right back to Hurd, who bats it down, but it's going to be an out because guess what? She held on to it. And that's how you get out of the inning for South Carolina. Hurd comes on for strikes. Good piece of hitting there to lead things off for South Carolina here at the top of the second. LaChancy aboard with a leadoff base hit. Lined out to left, and Winters is retired. We'll be back here tomorrow, folks, Saturday night at 7. Conference, and Mississippi State's Alex Wilcox, who passed away from ovarian cancer. This is a week. Straight on into center field. And 2 down.
So far in this top of the second inning, South Carolina is making very solid contact. The last 3 balls that they've put in, she swings with authority up there in the batter's box.
She just gets a piece of it, trying to beat out the grounder. And a good play made by Coffey, who charged in. And the 3rd out, it just means more Madison.
There you go.
And so back-to-back innings, Danica Coffey aboard safely. She singled in the 1st and aboard with a leadoff walk here.
They're just strictly hunting results.
That one pulled to the left side from Jayla Lassiter. So much like we saw last inning start, back.
Don't feel that you're the one that has to get it done every single time. There's a freeing mentality with that as LSU draws another walk, and it's going to load the bases for Tori Edwards.
Now this is the challenge for perhaps, but right now Hurd ahead in the count. 1-2. That's a no-doubter. 3 grand slams on the season for Tori Edwards.
Still able to get something that she can drive out of the ballpark, a changeup. This pitch is supposed to be low and outside. It's an off-speed pitch, and she still is able to blast it out of the ballpark, out to left field. You can just hear it. That ball coming off of her bat just sounds different, and she gets the backspin. She's able to get the carry against the wind that's blowing straight in this ballpark. And see the flags right now. They are blowing straight in.
That one sharply hit over to Blankenship, and that's a much-needed 1st out of the inning for the Gamecocks.
You have to get into the strike zone consistently. It just plays into the hand of LSU and what they're trying to do up at the plate.
Sierra Daniel puts it on 3rd base. Chansey over to Rhodey, and 2 away. Madison, what should I know about this Tennessee team?
Tony Vitello is going to get his team fired up again for another season.
And Blankenship collects that one in
last year's Player of the Year, Nigeri Kennedy, and they end up winning the series.
And that one gets through a diving Tori Edwards at 1st base, and Brooke Blankenship has the 2nd hit of the ball game for the Gamecocks. Well, Blankenship
that ended up winning the series against Texas Tech.
The high chopper coming in charging is Daniel, and she makes the play in time. Seeing right now. This one on the infield, and Edwards handles that and retires Lilio. Over at 3rd. Let's see what they might be looking at.
So I'm wondering if they're talking about Lilio stepping backwards here before the tag was applied over at 1st base, and it looks like that's what they're going to call. And because she stepped backwards, you can't step backwards at 1st base. They're going to go ahead and put Brooke Blankenship back.
The ruling on the field is that the runner stepped back, thus we have interference. South Carolina is challenging the ruling. The following play is under review.
That she was stepping backwards. Let's see the timing of it when the tag was applied. I mean, I guess maybe her foot did not hit the ground yet. It looked to me like she was stepping backwards, but they ultimately say that she did not.
Good challenge there, and after that, 1st pitch swinging, and the 3rd out of the inning as Carly Shelton is retired.
Got to throw strikes. You have to force LSU to put the ball in play.
That one off the glove of Chansey at 3rd, putting the ball in play. Usually very solid defensively, but that was a tough one to handle, and Bedell is safe with the single. They're always among the top 10 in terms of strength of schedule. And this group was able to collect a win against UCLA earlier in the season. As
that drop ball able to get ahead here to Danica Coffey.
And Coffey with a great piece of hitting on 0-2 and drives home a run. So Coffey does her little dance after driving in her 30th run of the season. Great piece of hitting.
You could see Danica Coffey throughout this at-bat too, watching those first 2 pitches by. It's almost like she's taking in information, deciding how she's going to adjust her barrel when she does decide to swing, this time slapping again. That power slap over
a season ago. And now wanting to see greater things for this LSU program as she's on staff. Is that one a
wrapping around the backside of these righties?
And a call, third strike, and Lassiter is retired.
I really like the call to go rise balls, whether it's drop balls. It almost feels like instantly they're able to make those adjustments.
The throw to home, and it's in time as Hodge is tagged. And she's called out at home plate, and Beth Torina might have.
The ruling on the field is that runner is out at home. LSU is challenging that ruling.
There's no question that the throw definitely beat Hodge at the plate. The question is did Lexi Winters apply the tag? Hard to tell from that first angle, hard to tell from this angle too, because Hodge is almost blocking.
After video review, the call on the field of out is upheld. The runner is out. LSU's first challenge.
Side to that drop ball low and away.
Instead pitches to her, and that one is chopped in. Another RBI. Now 5 runs batted in for Tori Edwards.
So we know that South Carolina likes to play those shifts. They like to work with the analytics and the spray charts of where a hitter is typically going to go. They work this drop ball inside, but Tori Edwards is somehow able to keep her hands inside enough to drive this drop ball inside the opposite direction. You saw Carly.
And Rudity sees this offense continue to roll as Torino waving around, and another LSU run on the board.
Hit that triple back in the first inning, gets another pitch outside, and she keeps her hands inside again. That barrel's going to be back behind her hand, so that's where you're able to drive the ball hard the opposite direction. A line drive out to left field scores another run for the Tigers in this inning.
Tiger team.
And I think what you're seeing too for LSU is they're just not getting themselves out up at the plate.
This one played well as Shelton was veering to her left, and that ends the inning. We'll get a chance to talk with Ashley Jackson.
Really nice job this season of having that swing adjustability to be able to adjust to different speeds.
And Berzon gets the strikeout right on the outside part of the plate, and Brody wanted to commit. Attune to the hitter's preferences. And a couple of unassisted outs we've seen tonight from Tori Edwards over at first.
The fourth is going to be coming in about 65, 66 miles per hour up in the zone, and that's why you see swings so far out in front.
Another one right there. Another one. There it is. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Sydney Berzon. Based on a preference, that's just kind of how it played out, right? So when you think about Sydney Berzon, she's one of 5 All-Americans that coaches helped to develop since her time being here. And then you pointed out, she didn't plan it that way. It just kind of happened that way. Good pop of the bat for Savannah Bedell in the center, and that was just a loud out. But the fans here in Tiger Park certainly were excited. You think the wind had something to do with
Absolutely.
that too? Calm down as Avery Hodge on that right side. And a great play there from Shelton. That was tough as that one kept veering to the left.
Yeah, she was shaded up the middle.
On the watch list for USA Softball's Player of the Year award, and you've seen her be great, but there, Katie Becker gets her looking. By the way, have either been South Carolina or LSU. And a great base hit, as that one is in fair play, and Abigail Knight lasers that Now Lackey in scoring position on the pass ball.
Looked like maybe another one of those off-speed pitches.
Payoff. And that one pays off for Berzon. Registers another strikeout. And the senior out of Hudson, Florida, draws the one-out walk. So no runners at first field. As both the second baseman and shortstop now coming in a pitch hitting role. 6 of 15, and well, she does her job. And she stands in there, takes the pain contact of the ball. Hip stands back in. And this one hit into center field. Underneath it is Lassiter, going to try to make the throw over to third, concede the run. And so that wipes out the shutout as South Carolina is on the board.
It's a quality at bat. Chastain Woodard was talking about, you've got a 3-game series, so you're probably going to see Berzon again.
And this one hit up the middle. And the play at the plate is not in time as Blankenship is saved the throw over the third. And they say that she too is safe as Sellers was able to get in right underneath the tag. And hold your horses because here come the Gamecocks.
Carly Shelton with a great swing, driving this one right past Berzon, straight back up the middle. Lassiter with a great throw to the plate, just not in time. And Sellers taking the extra 60 feet, smoked off of the bat. On the fly, too, to Bajron. And Blankenship's just barely able. And you've got Ariana Rhodey up.
And they are working their way into doing so. Now within 8 runs, and again right back up the middle, and an RBI single for Rhodey.
Ball's away.
And this one softly backhanded by Coffey, the throw in time, and that does it. LSU holds on. Their 13th run rule victory of the season.
Not an easy play for Coffey over at third base. Has to charge this one, and look at that last hop. Almost skips towards that third baseline, so she has to field that one backhanded and then fire across to first base to get that final out. But a great team win for LSU. You saw the speed, you saw the power, and the pitching in the circle by Sydney.